Hello everyone, Jamarcus here, and I am here with week 3 of the Mafia division for the SPDA. We're faced off against LHCE, who has a very strong team. And I know I say that every week, but I mean it. Star Raptor, why is this thing allowed? With that being said, I have some really good Star Raptor answers, so I'm not actually that scared of it. Of course, close combat hits both of these guys, but it's not like it's going to kill them. Flygon's really good into my team. I don't think DD is going to work too well because Orthram kind of walls that. I think mixed with Fire Blast could be good. I think Copperage is also great. Just a good Pokemon. Kind of hard to kill for my team. Girder, like hard walls, Iron Thorns. I think if I Dragon Dance with attack booster, that thing's still living 2 Thunder Punches. And then it just heals itself back with Drain Punch. So DD Iron Thorns really struggles here. Rotom's is also a good mon. Could be Scarfs, could be like Colbur, Rocky Helmet maybe, I don't know. Good mon. Set up Blossom and then a fast Pyro with Terra. Um, Iron Thorns kind of walls it, although it can Wisp and Terra Blast Grass, so I gotta watch out for that. Marini's really strong. Then there's just a bunch of EV-Late mons at the end here. So I want to focus on knockoff. It's the first thing I noticed looking at this matchup. So you know Skuntank's coming. This Pokemon's so good. Um, I'm not too scared of any individual threat. I just think they handle my offensive threats pretty well. I do like Stored Power Drifblim though. That's a set that I brought because they don't have a Dark type. And Stored Power plus Shadow Ball for the Psychic resists. Should be able to sweep the team, hopefully. We'll see. I can set up on knockoff Girder. They can't Toxic me or anything. Hopefully that thing can pull off a sweep. So, what am I bringing? Well, there's the set. Enough speed for Scarf Pyroar after I get my Unburden. Weakness Policy for knockoff on Girder. Then Calm Mind Strength set just to stay healthy and boost my offense. Stored Power as my main attack, but then I also have Shadow Ball in case I don't get my weakness policy or something. Next up, Swanna. Their only water resist is Bellossom and um, this thing, which might want a Terra, and I don't think Bramblin is showing up. So Hurricane is pretty nice into their one water resist, and the other one does not want to get knocked off. And then Flip Turn, just it's a good move. Next up, AV Raichu Alola. Kind of just take a hit from any special attacker, really, and pivot around. Alluring Voices there for Flygon. Psychic does a lot of damage into Girder. And then Volt Switch Nuzzle, which is nice. Nuzzle in case I catch a Staraptor or Pyroar. Just kind of a supporting Pokemon. Enough speed for the whole team. Special attack. Rest in HP. Another AV for Skuntank. I just don't want to get beat by Blossom pretty much, so I'm running. I actually changed this to Gunk Shot last second. Um, and there's a little bit of defense. Sorry, this is the wrong team. But that's the only change. The moves are the same, except for Gunk Shot. The defense is just so I don't die to Scarf Brave Bird from Staraptor. Everything else is the same, and that should be Aftermath. Everything else up here is correct. Iron Thorns with Air Balloon. It's really supposed to just set up on Flygon. Um, Pretty much the same set I brought last week, except Earthquake over Stone Edge. Earthquake's just there for a stronger hit on Copper Ice Punch, because I need that for Flygon. And then Stab Wild Charge is the best thing I can do against Girder. Last Mon, Orthworm. This is a funny set. Pretty much max SPDF. Gets up my rocks. Iron Defense Body Press is strong into most of their team. Kind of all by Rotom. But I do have Metal Burst, which I can take 2 Thunderbolts. And then kill them back, hopefully. So that's Metal Burst. So what do I expect them to bring? Staraptor for sure, Flygon for sure, probably Copper probably Girder, probably Rotom, and probably Pyroar, just because maybe they don't need the speed actually. So maybe Marini or the Blossom show up. So we don't see Staraptor and we don't see Copper. That's surprising. But we see the Marini and Pyroar instead. So we're going to have to try and bait out one of their Terras. I think I'd rather have Pyroar Terra, because if Marini Terras Steel or Ground, Drifblim struggles to kill it a little bit. So off of lead, I planned on leading Orthworm into Staraptor, but there's no Staraptor, so I don't really have a reason to not lead Raichu. Um, if they lead Flygon, I'm going to switch just in case they're Scarfed, and everything else I handle pretty well. So Raichu lead into the Rotom lead. This is the most telegraphed Choice Scarf Rotom of all time, but I do live a Shadow Ball, so if they're not Choice Scarfed, I can just click Volt Switch and get out of there, and if they're Choice Scarfed now I know, and I take a lot of damage, but I value knowing that this thing is Choice Scarfed, and I can get a free knockoff with Skuntank. So they are Choice Scarf, no surprise here. And I forgot my nicknames, oh no. I Volt Switch into Skuntank. Another Choice Scarf. I get a free knockoff. This is going to do a lot of damage to Pyro. I was surprised to see this thing come out. Maybe they thought I wouldn't be max attack adamant, but I am. I expected Girder to come in, honestly, but I guess they didn't want to lose Eviolite. Had Girder come in, I think Iron Thorns would have a much better time winning late game. So I get a huge knockoff. I knock off their boots. They wisp me. I figured this was coming out, but I still 2-hit KO them, assuming I don't get like absolutely min rolls. They get a crit, a little unfortunate, but then I do kill Pyroar. That's really nice. That's one thing that was faster than Swanna. Right now, Rotom and Flygon are the last two things faster, and Surf plus Hurricane and Knockoff look really strong here. That crit is a little unfortunate because it means that after a couple turns of burn, I'm not living a Thunderbolt from Rotom anymore, which is a little unfortunate. So Flygon comes out. I expect this thing to get up rocks or Earthquake or U-turn or something. Orthworm kind of covers all of those, so that is the play I make. They get up their rocks. I'm just going to get up mine as well. Out comes Girder, not surprising at all. This is kind of exactly what I want. This gives me a free Drifblim. I am going to take rocks, but that's fine. Even max attack adamant knockoff would not kill Drifblim from here. So I do go into Drifblim. They click knockoff. They're not max attack. And I get my weakness policy. Here's a little bit of a misplay for me. I click Strength Sap here. In hindsight, Stored Power kills this, and they don't have a Psychic Resist. I was very focused on getting this thing back to full when I should have just clicked Stored Power. It will 2 KO any of their switch-ins or kill them. And I'm faster than everything. They have no priority that can hit me because Mach Punch I'm immune to. So I really should have just clicked Stored Power here. I might have even just won the game. I'm not sure if Flygon or Blossom die though, so probably not. But Stored Power was definitely the play here, but instead I click Strength Sap. I would have just killed Marini, and I would have been in a fantastic spot. I could have Strength Sapped their switch-ins, or gotten a big hit on Blossom, which means I don't need to risk hitting it with a Hurricane. But I click Strength Sap instead. I get basically no HP back, and I click Stored Power here, but of course they're going to Terra out of this. They're Terra Ground or Steel most likely. I don't think they'd be Terra Poison. So I just click Terra, or I just click Stored Power. I get a crit, does a lot of damage. Very nice, but still didn't kill. And they can haze me. Shadow Ball does kill here, so I click it, and it does a fair chunk into Flygon. Actually, nothing. That's no damage at all. I do get the Spit F drop though, which is nice. I click Strength Sap, get my HP back to full. They Thunder Punch, it does not do any damage. This gives me a free Calm Mind as they U-turn. They're just going to try to get regen back with Marini. Shadow Ball doesn't do too much, and they haze me again, but I can click Shadow Ball again to kill this. They are really struggling to get damage on this Pokemon. Eventually Marini should beat it, but it's going to require them taking a lot of damage on something else. If I were them, I probably would have gone back to Girder and taken damage on that to get regen back on Marini instead of taking damage on Flygon, because Girder's health I don't think is quite as important, although it's good for Iron Thorn, so I see why my opponent made this play. I just keep clicking Shadow Ball, I believe. Or do I Calm Mind here? No. I Strength Sap. Probably not the best play. Probably should have just clicked Shadow Ball there to 2 KO this thing. But now you can see that Marini's going to end up beating me. I Calm Mind on their Toxic. In hindsight, I probably should have clicked Shadow Ball that turn, although I don't 2 KO them actually, so I think Calm Mind was fine. I Shadow Ball, failed to 2 KO them. They haze. They're forced to switch here though. If I were them, maybe clicking a couple recovers might have been a better play. Shadow Ball, I need a split F drop, and they're just gonna have to keep switching around this. They go into Marini, I get another Shadow Ball. Getting up rocks there was fantastic. Just getting a little extra chip damage is helpful. Back to Flygon, and I Shadow Ball to take it out. This thing being dead is good, but it's also what Iron Thorns was supposed to set up against, so not as good. Although Choice Scarfed Rotom I can set up against as well. So Marini comes in to live a Shadow Ball and just click Recover. There's no reason to save this thing. I think it's pretty much dead. I'll just keep this thing as low as I can. Since this thing is Terra Ground, Surf is free. Surf into Hurricane will kill Blossom. And Surf with Terra Water, Mystic Water will always kill. My guess is they thought I was choiced because I took rocks. So they went into Blossom, but I'm not. I click Hurricane and it kills, which tells me they were max speed, max special attack. If they had max HP, I think they would have lived that. So Rotom comes out to revenge kill me. I can go hard into Rotom. I can go into Raichu. If they click Volt Switch like I'm expecting, that'll bring them into Girder, and Mach Punch might kill me. If it doesn't, though, I get a big Psychic. But then if Girder comes in, I just get a free Surf. And if they just click Thunderbolt or Shadow Ball and they kill Raichu, that's fine. Unfortunately, Skuntank after Rocks will be dead to Thunderbolt here, so I can't actually just get a free knockoff here. So instead, I bring in Orthworm. I figure there's no point trying to set up with Iron Thorns here, because I'm not going to be doing any damage to Girder, and it's just going to Drain Punch all of its health back. So I opt to try and go for game with Orthworm. I do not get 2 KO'd by Thunderbolt, so I click Iron Defense here. And I click it again. They Drain Punch. And I click it again. Body Press should be 2 KOing this, although Drain Punch Recovery probably stops that. I expect them to go into Rotom and try and trick me here, but I don't really have an alternate play, so I just click Body Press. My only play here really is to click Metal Burst and hope they click Thunderbolt or Shadow Ball. If they click Trick against me, now they've lost their Choice Scarf and Swan is faster than them, I think I would be in a fine spot even with Orthworm being tricked. So I just click Metal Burst, and they don't trick. They Thunderbolt, I get my Citrus Berry, and Metal Burst kills them. And they have to just hope they can crit. But even if they do, I can knock them off. I click Hurricane or Surf, probably Surf. And Orthworm, unless they get a crit, I get a low roll there, unfortunately. Am I in range of Mach Punch? No, I'm not. Orthworm takes the game. We get a +4 differential for that game, for that win. Very nice. That puts us at, I think, +9, and we're 3-0. We'll take it. I think I played fairly well. Not clicking Stored Power with Drifblim was definitely a bad play, wherever that was. Drifblim was in for so long. Yeah, definitely clicking Stored Power here was the right play. No reason to click Strength Sap. I don't need health. I just click Strength Sap and break. But besides that, I think I played pretty well. Getting up rocks was good. And I think I like the team that I brought too. Or Iron Thorns didn't do anything, but in hindsight, I probably didn't even need it. I was thinking about bringing Illumise, but that never happened. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.